Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be the new mods for March 24th of 2021. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, welcome to the mod review for March 24th of 2021. We're going to go ahead and start off as always with the updates for today. Starting off, we have an update to the old wooden fence by Hub Photos, an update to the Metalfac Z562 by Rolandek 410 Farmer LS, and then we also have an update to the John Deere RTK station by Matthew FS. And again, I'm not going to read the change logs. If you want to read those, feel free to pause the video here so you can read those. But we're going to go ahead and continue on to the next set of updates. Our final set of updates for the day is going to be to the New Holland T7 series by Blower, an update to the Crana slurry tank by ADA Modding, permas, and it goes off. And also an update to the Rosmarin H912 by Ibaki, and an update to the TMR pig food production by ER Shaba. So there you go. Those are the updates for today. But yep, that's everything. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the new mods. First up, we have this. This is the cereals mill. It says you have the choice between two mills. One mill transforms maize into pig food, and the one prepares maize to be used with Maize Plus. This does require Maize Plus CCM extension and Maize Plus. This is by Rafiki. This is 2.36 megabytes to download. This is for PC and Mac players only. So if we go in the store, these are going to be found, oh boy, under here, under miscellaneous, right here, CCM and pig food. I have the CCM one out. So again, you're just using it to create CCM. If I hop in here, I'm not going to demonstrate how it necessarily works. I'm just going to kind of show you guys a little bit about how it works, I suppose. But essentially, you put it into the yellow pipe, and then, well, we can put that one out right there. Let that completely unfold. But essentially, you dump it into the yellow pipe, it'll run through, and then it will go out the silver pipe, and you can adjust that holding down the left mouse button, up, down as well. And you can either have it go into another trailer or onto the ground, however you want it. But there you go. So that is the cereals mill. Next up, I have something you all will be very excited about. This is the Lizard Villager. This is by Zandy and KM Mods. This is 4.81 megabytes to download. This is for PC and Mac players only. This is in cultivators, and you're not going to believe the width. It is a 3-meter cultivator, folks. So if we go down here to the very end, the Lizard Villager, 3,500 to buy, 80 horsepower required. Again, 3-meter working width required. Runs at 9 miles an hour. Which actually, oh, that's the same. Never mind. I thought that was a little faster, but I'm thinking plow speed is a little bit slower than that. So anyhow, if we open it up into here, there's no customizations. You get what you get. So there you have it. The Lizard Villager. We hop out. I'm assuming it's going to do what it's supposed to do, which is to hopefully cultivate. V to lower it down. And you can also hire a worker, of course. But there we go. Open up the help menu. Make sure there's nothing special I'm missing there. Nope. There we go. Lift it back up. That is the Lizard Villager. Next up, we have the Vaderstad Carrier XL 825. This is by BB Land Modding. This is 10.53 megabytes to download, and this is the only all platforms mod for today. So for console players, this is going to run you 8 slots, and this is the only mod you guys got today, unfortunately. But here you go, the Vaderstad Carrier XL 825. It should do what it's supposed to do by cultivating. So we'll go ahead and hit X to unfold this bad boy. Give it a second there. We'll pull a little bit further forward, closer to the field. Once it's unfolded, V to lower it down. And it is doing its job cultivating right there. And of course, you can hire a worker to use it if you'd like to do that. But we'll hit V to raise it back up and call it good there. That's the Vaderstad Carrier XL 825. Oh, before we move on, I'd probably show you guys this in the store. This is also under cultivators. Down here. Oh, sorry, no, it's under disc arrows down here at the very end. There we go, the Carrier XL 825, 75,000 to buy. 340 horsepower required, 8.3 meter working width, and runs at 11 miles per hour. So there you go. All right, next up we have the Broom. It is right here. It works as if it's a chainsaw function, so you bring it out like this. It is found in the store under miscellaneous. It is only 50 bucks to buy. Right here, the Broom. You can already own that. There's no customization. There it is. But it says a broom is a simple cleaning tool used to remove dust and trash from flat surfaces, especially floors. Now, obviously, this thing would work well for animal pens. This is actually really great. I really like this one because it's not something you pick up off the ground, but it's part of your kind of your inventory there. So if I just come up here to this, just left clicking, super easy to use. And I can just go along this if I wanted to. and just delete stuff off the ground. Now, if you want to save the stuff that you have around your animals, you don't want to use this, but let's try it on some grass here too. My understanding is it'll just kind of sweep up anything. These are just some leftover piles I had from the last mod review. I think this is barley here. Yep, she's working just fine, sweeping up a boatload of barley there. But there you go, that is the Broom, so pretty nifty little mod. Yeah, there you go. All right, and our final 3 mods for today are all kind of tied together. They all are by the same person. These are all by TF 2020 mods. So let me read off some information for you guys off of the ModHub as we're going about our business here. So the first one that was released, or well, I guess there's a couple in here. So basically there's Composttea. This is by TF 2020 mods, 2.17 megabytes to download, PC Mac players only. Then there was Compost, which is by TF 2020 mods, 3.52 megabytes to download, PC Mac players only. Then there was the AI Fertilizer extension by TF 2020 mods, 18 kilobytes to download, PC and Mac players only. So Composttea under required mods, which I have these installed, and I'll explain why you kind of need them. The HS 10.5 tank trailers by TF 2020 mods, the Hardy interactive sprayers by TF 2020 mods, the KUHN interactive sprayers by 2020 mods, and then the AI fertilizer extension, which is the other one that came out today. Compost mod has just the AI fertilizer extension for a required mod, and then there's nothing required for the AI fertilizer extension. So the AI fertilizer extension, this mod has the function to allow the helper for the field sprayers and manure spreaders, in addition to the standard fill types, to recognize and spread the new ones. So the new spread types are the Compost and Composttea. So those are the 2 new types of spray you basically get. So let's talk about Compost first, because I think it's the simplest. So this mod adds Compost to every map. There's a couple things added into the store. There's a Compost big bag, a Compost heap, and there's also a Compost import and exports, which we'll look at that. And I believe is there Compost? No Compost storage, but we'll look at all those in a second in the store. So basically what Compost is, it works like manure. So you put it in a manure spreader, you spread it on your field. However, it takes half the volume that manure would take. So for example, if to spread over or to fertilize an area, if it was going to take you 1,000 liters of manure, to spread or to fertilize that same area, it'd only take you 500 liters of compost. So it's half as or twice as efficient as far as volume wise. So that is kind of a little bit about compost. I'll talk about how to make compost, how to get it in the map here in just a second, and a little bit more, but let's talk about Composttea before we move on here. So Composttea can be, so let me look in here, where does it say? So what it says in the ModHub under Composttea, it says, what is Composttea? Composttea is compost dissolved in water, which is mixed together with some minerals, sugar beet syrup. During the production, the Composttea is kept in motion and mixing with oxygen. This stimulates the multiplication of the microorganisms in the enclosed compost. This process takes several hours until the desired number of microorganisms in the Composttea is reached. So essentially, this is just adding a sprayable fill type that you can use in your sprayers. And that's why you need the KUHN interactive sprayers and the Hardy interactive sprayers and the HS 10.5 tank trailers are to transport it. So yeah, hopefully I covered all that fairly well. But let's go ahead and take a look in the store here at what we get with this. So under miscellaneous, here are those HS 10.5 trailers here. This trailer supports the host system. This one should be able to haul the compost. That's my understanding with that. Maybe there's one under fertilizer protection actually. That works a little bit better. But let's go to slurry tanks here. So if we scroll down, we should find one with the fill type. Or sorry, not the slurry tanks, the manure spreader, sorry. Here we go. So you see compost is added into all of these in here, which is perfect. That's what's supposed to happen. So all of these guys are going to take compost, which is that second fill level there. Crop protection, here we go. So we have the Composttea, which is added into all of those guys there. And I see if there's any, yeah, here we go. Here are the ones that transport the Composttea there for you. So the HS 10.5s. And there's some different options in there that are part of those mod kits, but we're not going to go into all those. Okay, so what do you get under big bags? You have a big bag of compost, 1,000 liters for $500. Under pallets, you also add in a Composttea and a Composttea Profi. Basically, well, that one says it's a reusable pallet. This stuff, a lot of times the Profi stuff on here looks like it's for the manure system mod, but the Composttea right there, 2,000 liters. So there you have it. Under placeables, under miscellaneous here, we have the compost heap, which you can put any organic material into. And what'll happen, you'll put it in there, it kind of works like a bunker silo. And that's, look at that real quick. That's this guy right here. So this works kind of like a bunker silo. You dump organic material in here, including even manure, all sorts of different stuff. And then once it's dumped in here, it turns into manure. And then after you compact the manure, similar to silage, you cover it and it will ferment into compost. So there you go. You can either use it to convert stuff into manure or compost. Compost, again, is more efficient for fertilizing. So just be aware of that. Then we also have these guys here. This is a small and large. That's how big they are. We go under miscellaneous again. We have a small compost import easy, compost import easy. That's the bigger one. Small compost import profi, and then import profi regular size. Small export, the regular export. Small export profi, export profi. So these ones are to sell compost. The other ones are to buy it. The profis are not ones that you can just pull up to and unload, or pull up to and just reload. These ones you have to either use a belt or a bucket to get it out of there, is my understanding. Now we also have for Composttea, we have an import and export and a storage for it. So, and those guys are kind of located out here. I believe I've covered everything. If you have questions about it, let me know down below in the comments. But essentially, it's just a new way to fertilize fields if you want to go that route. My understanding is there's no way to produce the Composttea in game. Let me just confirm that real quick. Let me look through here. You can import it to all points of sale except sugar beet. Also accept Composttea. Okay, this package includes placeable objects that guarantee more income than classic. Okay, all trailers are herbicide. Yeah, it doesn't look like you can produce Composttea specifically, but there are a few warnings in there that you probably should read before you download them. So make sure you go read the whole ModHub description before you download them to see if these guys are going to be right for you. So anyhow, that is my last 3 mods for today. That's all we had today, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.